Hi folks, happy Tuesday. Hope your week's off to a good start. It's Thanksgiving week, of course. I hope that everybody's going to enjoy that. And for everybody that's outside of the US, I hope you get to eat something good at least once this week, because I know most of us in the US will. Big old turkey dinner is the tradition here. Giving thanks for anything and everything. This year I'm thankful for this channel taking off and for my horses here. I don't have a lot of time today, kind of busy, got other stuff I got to get doing. But I do have a little bit of time, so I brought the 3 colts over. This of course is Trapper John right here. His whole job today is just to ride the trailer over here and then stand here right by this post. It's kind of his first job ever, other than just a little bit of getting out of the trailer that we've done. Have Hotlips over here. Our main goal for this afternoon is to get her first ride. Not sure how much we'll do once we're on her back yet. We're kind of gonna let her tell me how much she's comfortable with. And we brought Kelly along. Kelly's just gonna stand here today and get another trailer ride and a little bit of patience being tied here. Anyhow, I'm gonna go put on my pair of riding boots and grab my saddle and whatnot, get Hotlips in the round pen there, and see you guys then. Alrighty, what do you think, Miss Hotlips? Back up for me, thank you. Trapper John's behaving himself over there. So I have a couple panels here. I could close off these square corners, but oh well, maybe next time. Oh, I know Trapper John. Good job, Kelly. Okay, Miss Hotlips. Let's see what you remember, sweetheart. Let's set this down out here. Grab my old buggy whip. She should be quite a bit better this time. Very good, young lady. I'll just let her go a couple circles here and hey, that's not the right answer to start with. Remember, you get touched if you point your butt at me. These square corners really aren't too fair to them. I haven't worked them since the video you guys saw a couple weeks ago. Just been busy. We just spent a week outside of Eureka, Nevada at the Colby Cattle Company with Talon. That was a cold week, I tell you that. It was darn sure a good time though. I rode for Talon for 7 days, but I think it's gonna condense down to about 5 days worth of footage. She turned real nice for me right there. Did you guys see that? Just cause one day we just shipped a few trucks, and another day we were looking for remnant calves on the allotments and just plain got skunked, didn't find any. So those 2 days I'll probably mash with another day and not short you guys any time on the episodes on Fridays. Well, she's doing really good. Let's see if we get her turn again. Good job, sweetheart. I wasn't too excited when she was born that she's a filly, but I'm kind of really getting to like her. Hey. She didn't really have the prettiest face when she was born. It's kind of mean to say that way, but it's pretty true. She's since grown into it, shall we say. Yeah, you're pretty cute now. Very good. Thank you. You ready for put a saddle on? No? Want to go a few more circles first? Okay, we can do that. I'll just use my lead rope here as pressure. Would you change your mind? Yeah, okay. Good job. Now I forgot to grab my curry comb, so I'll give her a cowboy brush and I'll just use my hands. Then we're gonna play a couple games with the saddle on her before we get on her. So I'll make sure there's no burrs or nothing in here. We're not gonna be riding her long enough. This little bit of manure dust is gonna be an issue. The biggest thing I'm just feeling for burrs and clumps of mud, anything that'll give her a sore spot. I want to make sure I knock off there, but this little stuff is not going to be an issue. Does it feel pretty good? This mare's not really ever, her filly's not really ever showed me her sweet spot. She kind of just wants attention all the time. She's not scared to push another horse out of the way for it, but I will put her in a hackamore for the first time before I get on her. Not quite to that point yet. Oops, I don't want that on the ground. I apologize if you hear me sniffling. Got a little bit of a head cold going on. Remember this? Yeah, of course you do. Yeah, very good, little girl. Okay. Remember, what we do from one side, should do from the other, to a point anyways. Very good. She never even offered to lift a foot. You'll see guys will try and do stuff like this with the horse tied, and it can be a pretty big wreck. The best thing is just put your lead rope in the crook of your arm. That way, if the horse goes to get away from getting to the side of you or something, they just get away, instead of, if they're tied hard up high or whatever and they try to get away that way, you know, that the lead rope clothesline a guy pretty bad, and it's not the most comfortable thing. You remember that? Huh? Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna get pretty used to the smell of that thing. So I'll pull it off the fence here and get it hung the right way on my hand here. Yeah. Whoa, sister. Whoa, sister. Just stand right here till she stands still. Try not to let those stirrups punch her in the back. Okay, good job, sweetheart. That's real nice about these half drafts, is they pretty gentle about this sort of stuff. Kind of makes a guy get away with a little bit. Take it off this side of her and put it on this side of her. You guys are gonna hear the US Navy here for a minute. Sound of freedom. Couple F-18s taking off to go play over Dixie Valley, I'd imagine. Sounds like a couple more coming. cinch her down pretty tight on this last one here. You seen when she kind of started moving around, I just had my elbow in her. If you know what a stiff arm is in football, you kind of create that sort of thing. That way, if they decide to come towards you for whatever reason, they'll push you out of the way as they come towards you rather than run over top of you. So I'm just gonna, now we'll take it all the way off, or why not? Okay, sweetheart. Okay, don't turn your back to him really. Why, now you're just friendly. You're just friendly. I'll set that there. And she knows when I pick this buggy whip up, it means there's some pressure to move out. Hey, sister. These square corners, not fair to them. Something. Stumbled a little bit right there. One thing I really like to do when I got horses that haven't been saddled a lot and they're real early in the process here is I like to turn them real hard like that, because what'll happen is the stirrup will swing out or the cinch will pull on them just a little bit a different way or something. And a lot of times if they're gonna come uncorked, it'll instigate it. And then you can just keep working them through it to where, oh hey, I can turn around, mare. To where I can turn around real hard like that. I know what's gonna happen and I don't have to blow up and try and buck the saddle off over it. The first time I saddled Hotlips, what are you halfway gimpy for there? The first time I saddled Hotlips, she come pretty unwound and bucked pretty good. This is only the third time and you can tell she kind of don't care. Got a good thick yacht braid rope here. Thing I like to do with these is I'll just put it over my saddle horn like so and let it drag and let them get used to something kind of dragging a little bit. Some of them don't care at all. Some of them really care. Just gonna turn into it. Every now and then they'll step on that rope a little bit and it'll tug on that saddle, and that's a good thing for them to get used to also. She's kind of sore acting. I wonder if she got to playing too much. She gets to going pretty hard sometimes in the corral there playing. Don't worry about it too much. It should be okay. I know. You're pretty okay with all this, ain't you? I'll split it, throw it over the other side, you know. Let it hit her in the butt. Let's make sure it gets over on the other side. Why don't you come towards me? You can see I've got that doubled because it doesn't need to be much longer than what it is. I mean, you're not trying to tangle them in it, you're just trying to get them to see something kind of dragging and acting a little bit funky around their feet. I'm not too worried about it, are you? Backwards. Take and throw it under my stirrups and over my saddle like that. And the idea is that it'll hang more off her butt a little bit. If you had a back billet, you could put it underneath your back billet and work the same. Really not anything in particular I'm doing, just kind of playing games with them, make sure there's no secrets they're hiding from me. That way when I step on them, they're honest about it. She really don't seem to care. Rush did not like the ropes. He made a big deal out of them. Pull on them and let them flop all over and make noise. You're just trying to get them used to anything. Pull them over her butt there, flip it over. Let her feel that right there. Now, if that was a calf on the end of this rope, watch what she's gonna want to do naturally here in a second. See how she turns like that and the pressure releases? That'll set her up to avoid so many wrecks when you start roping on her. And it's as simple as just up to your saddle horn where that rope's gonna be anyways. And she's gonna want to turn towards you here, so you just kind of put out a little block there and stop her. Or you can grab your other rope here. That's around her leg, look at that, she don't care. Flip it over her butt this way, and you're just basically just rim firing her. She's wanting to come off it, it's good. I really want to encourage that turn right there, because that will get her out of wrecks. You do it the other way too, of course, if you want to. It's the same thing. right here. See, she wants to turn this way, but she's got to use her brain and turn that other way. Good. She moves out from it, that's fine. Don't ever want her to feel like she can't move her feet, because that's when they panic. Sweetheart. All right, she's done good there. I don't really see anything that concerns me. Don't ever be scared to do groundwork on one and play games like that, and just enjoy spending the time with them. They enjoy it too. I mean, if a horse could smile, I'm pretty sure she'd be smiling right now, wouldn't you? Yeah. That being said, you can over groundwork one and take the life out of them, you know. Eventually you just gotta decide to get on them, but there's no shame. Actually, I'm gonna do that one smaller for you because you got a big old noggin. There's no shame in getting them ready to get on before you climb on. You know, it ain't the 1930s anymore. We can take our time and make them good before we get on them. We're not acting like bronc busters anymore. I'd rather make a nice horse than just say I got on one. If I saw something today that told me that I didn't think she was ready, you know, if we'd say had a real meltdown over that rope, well, we just would have worked with that rope today instead of actually getting on her. She's never had a hackamore on before. Basically, just treat it like a halter for her. Move her out a little bit with this hackamore on, just so she feels it, you know. It is, of course, is just a hair different than having a halter on. She's never had anything stiff on her nose before. Hey, I asked you to go that way, mare. You gonna get mad about it or what? Come on. So tired, sweaty. I don't necessarily think you need to go get on these horses cold and not warmed up and maybe a little sweat to them like that. But there's absolutely 0 point in my opinion. Hey, turn around. 0 point in my opinion of loping one in circles until they're just too tired to buck. Because that's not a broke horse, that's a tired horse. Hotlips has got a pretty decent little sweat going right now, but she's far from exhausted. I mean, you hear countless people get on them exhausted, you know, and they're fine, they can deal with it, and then they take their horse to go somewhere, do something with, and they got to circle him out for 45 minutes first, and he's tired when the day starts. It don't do me any good. But it's not fair to him on the other hand to just get on him cold either. Warm them up, you know, especially young horses. So, all right, I'm gonna teach her what this hackamore feels like here. I'm gonna put my right arm into her ribs there. Just stand here and just bump her nose to me real easy. Very, very light pressure. You know, she gives her nose. Hey, that's just right, sweetheart. Come do it the other way. This is all remedial from teaching them to halter brake. You know, they got to give to that pressure. She's really wanting to be pretty good about it. Good job, sweetheart. Thank you. Okay. Now when I ask her to give her hip, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just take and use my thumb, and I'll put it about here where my heel will hit her. I'm gonna ask for her nose, and then put some thumb, and I'm just gonna keep them until she gives her hip right there. Don't take a step with her, just let her get off of that pressure. Let her know she did good. Now, same on this side. I'm gonna get her, kind of get her nose. I didn't ask her to, so I'm just gonna follow there. I'm gonna get her nose, add my thumb. She moves away from it, I'm not going with her. Good job, little girl. Now this time on this side, she's probably gonna wanna move away before I ask her with my thumb. I'm gonna stay with her. I want her to differentiate the cue in her mind of her nose, which is just this. That's all I want right now. And then the thumb. She didn't really give her hip, so I'm going with her. She's just backing up. There. See, she moved her hip that time away from me. That's what we want. If I have my thumb in her and she just kind of backs up in a lazy circle like that, I'm going to go with her and keep my thumb in her. Hold on. See, I'm going with her now. She's moving her hip like I want, but all I'm asking for is her nose. And as soon as she gives me her nose and quits moving her feet, right there, I'll take the pressure off. I want to make sure that in her mind there's a differentiation between just give me your nose and move your feet. At this stage of the game, it's important because that later leads to shoulder control. Good job, sweetheart. Okay. So I think I'm ready to step on her here. I'm about running out of time anyways. Hopefully my little girl's still asleep in the back seat of the pickup. Hopefully she hasn't woke up in there. I'm gonna put the camera over on a post. That way you guys can watch from a third person perspective instead of a first person. If there's anything I really want to say, I'll just put it in text when I edit the video up. But I'm basically just going to, my goal is to get on her, make sure she sees me out of both eyes. I want to move her hips in either direction. I'm not worried at all this very first time about moving out forward. If she does super good and she offers to move out forward for me, I'm gonna let her, but I'm not gonna force her. So. Had a Peruvian friend, still have him, good guy. Told me, first time you start one, the first time you get all the way on one, take a little bit of their mane hair, and put it in your teeth. It's for good luck for that horse's whole life. Okay, she gave me her head either direction. I'm going to ask her hips now. Just one step's all I want, just like that. Good job, sweetheart. Yeah. Okay, ask him the other way now. Good job. Just playing with her hips. It's kind of starting into moving out. Oh, she's kind of wanting to move out a little bit on her own. Just letting her kind of think. There you go. Very good, little girl. Okay, see if we get her go that far the other direction. We'll quit her. Okay, always on a young Hackamore horse. Just one rein, stop him like that. Okay, rock her saddle a little bit. Let her stand still. Alrighty guys, Hotlips' first ride. She did great. Can't ask for more than that. Some guys want to see walk, trot, and lope on their first ride and they flag them around and all that. That's great if that's how you like to do it. For me, that first ride, I can't ask for anything better. Just let that soak. I'm not going to be in a hurry to get on her again for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, month, whatever. It's not a timed event for me. I'd rather put a good foundation on them that lasts. There are guys that can do it quick and have it last. I'm not knocking that at all. Just for me, this works the best. So, your videos now that are coming out on Fridays, the day working episodes, it's going to go kind of back and forth between processing and fall works here at the home place and being north of Reno with Adam again. I think there's 4 days being at the home place here and 3 days north of Reno with Adam. They're just going to be mixed. I'm going to put them in chronological order to a little bit more real that way, and you can see just how crazy my schedule is. I bounce all over. So that's about it for today. I'm going to load these horses up. I'll put Hotlips in the trailer first, and I will leave her saddle on her. In the cold, when horses are sweated up, you can make them really sick by pulling the saddle off and putting them in the trailer. I mean, if you got a blanket to throw on them, that works great. But I don't, so I'll just put her halter back on, tie her hackamore on the side of her saddle like I would a horse out on the desert, and load her in the trailer and load these other two up. Trapper's standing over there really well. He's been pretty quiet. Kelly's standing there like she's done it a million times. Pretty happy with those two today. But other than that, guys, please just leave any thoughts or comments or questions down below, and have a happy Thanksgiving here in the US, and have a great week the rest of the world, and we'll see you guys next time. I did forget to mention that, of course, Hotlips is a Battle River Inc. offspring, and so is Rush, of course, and Trapper John. And if you missed it on the video a little while earlier, if you get a hold of Wendy there at the Razor Glass Ranch, I'll put the phone number on right now, you can get $50 off a breeding this year by mentioning that you heard about her on my channel. It brings it down to $900 for the stud fee this year. It's a pretty good stud fee. You're going to get a lot of bone, a gentle disposition, and some athleticism. If you're interested in the half draft world, guys, it's probably the way to go. I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, you just saw that one's first ride. That's the third time she's been saddled. You've seen how well she thinks and just gentle. You see that one right there. He's just been weaned about a month now. You can see, get the two next to each other here. A little bit anyways. But yeah, I'd be gonna be pretty excited the first time Wendy calls me and says, hey, we got a breeding book from your channel. That's gonna make me pretty happy. So anyways, guys, God bless and have a great week.